Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shlitva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. In the afternoon, the master rested a while. Afterwards, a few devotees arrived. The master sat on the small couch, reclining against a pillow. Master, afternoon, took a little rest, and as the devotees came, he sat again on the couch, reclining against a pillow. A devotee, Sir, can one know God's attributes through the intellect? Attributes. Attributes means guna. God, just like man has his qualities, guna. God has his attributes. Qualities is when we use the quality of iron, quality of cloth, quality. The attributes is what we superimpose upon it. Quality is what it expresses and we observe. When we observe a thing, we see its quality. If it expresses and I perceive it and I attribute it, oh, God is like this, God is like that. It almost similar to qualities, but it's I say that. Each one sees a thing in God. Oh, He's merciful. He is like this, He is like that, He is like this. He is so beautiful. All these are what we see and we say it. We see. It is as if I am superimposing the ideas on God. But it is depending on my perception. I perceive, I experience God being compassionate to me. Other man who is constantly suffering may not see that God is compassionate. He can never think what is undergoing that suffering, he needs it, and God out of compassion is giving that he cannot see. Now, a patient is there who has an abscess and he is going to a doctor with an abscess with all the pain. Doctor says, I will cut it open. Already he is suffering and doctor is adding suffering to it, looks like that. But it is to end all the suffering he is going through and further complications that will rise. Suppose that abscess burst from within. The whole blood gets poisoned and the abscess may become septic to the whole bodily existence. It is fatal. Once it enters into the bloodstream, making him survive is very difficult. So he is cutting off the further suffering, but these eyes cannot see. He sees only suffering. What if God is there or not? I have to suffer for my past all day. God is not going to interfere. Whether God is there or not, it doesn't matter. Because what I have done, I am suffering. What is great in that? Why should I believe in God? All these questions come. But to a person who can penetrate into the secrets of nature, he can see why God has given him suffering. Why doctor is behaving like that? all that can be understood. For a man of faith and realization, they don't doubt. There must be some meanings, there must be some meaning. Leave it to itself. Let it reveal in time. Let me not be deviated from my understanding, my faith, my knowledge. Let my faith be not disturbed by anything else. Many situations come in life, such situations, that people who are subjected to death in a wrong way, to change their attitudes, they may not yield. What I believe as true, I hold on to it. You may give me capital punishment of killing me. Socrates, he had to take the poison. He welcomes philosophies, long philosophies, the whole state as well as people are, all he has given up the worship of gods and this and that. So many things. And then philosophers, even in the middle period of Christianity, how many saintly person who presented new ideas, new truths, were given suffering, driven away into they had to run away from the cities to desert, the monks of desert. They lived in disguise or some solitude unknown to the people. And because they never wanted to, what they believed to be truth, what they experienced to be truth, they said, well, we welcome death if it has to be, but we will not live what is truth and what we have realized that to be truth. So like that, the truth is not given up. The faith is not given up. The God may test me in any way, a sadhaka, a man of faith in God. Oh, what if the body has to die one day? If it suffers a little, it doesn't matter for me. I will not doubt God, God's existence, God's compassion because I have to suffer. That faith will make them survive and continue. Such faith, unfailing faith, that the man must have to cross over the ocean of samsara. So, can one know God's attributes through the intellect is the question. Master, certainly not. By this ordinary intellect it is not possible. Can one know God so easily? One must practice sadhana. One must also adopt particular attitude towards God. For instance, the attitude of a servant towards his master. The rishis of old had the attitude of Shanta. Do you know the attitude of the jnanis? It is to meditate on one's own self. To a devotee with a smile, what is your attitude? Shanta, Sakhya, Vatsalya, the mother giving love to a child, the relationship is Vatsalya. Shanta is where there is no emotional upsets or huge waves. Calmly the enjoy the peace of Atman, Shanta. Sakhya as a friend, Dasya as a servant. Do you know the attitude of the Jnanis? It is to meditate on one's Atman. On the Atman they meditate. What is your attitude? The devotee gave no answer. Master smiling. You have two attitudes. You meditate on your own self and also cherish towards God the attitude of a servant. Am I right? Devotee hesitating and smiling. Yes, sir. Master smiling. You see, as Hazra says, I can read people's thoughts. One can maintain those two attitudes only at a very advanced stage. Prahlada maintained them. But one must work hard in order to practice this ideal. He is referring to the ideal, the two attitudes. Sri Ramakrishna is pointing out to a devotee and asking him, what is your attitude? And he is not answering. So Sri Ramakrishna himself is answering. You have two attitudes. Meditate on your own self. Atma. Where there is no movement, it is infinite, eternal, ocean of bliss, without triad. The bliss enjoyer, enjoyed, and enjoyment is not there. Triad is not there. There is no lover, there is no loved, but love alone is there. Without a lover and loved, triad is absent. Like that, meditating on the Atman, there is no triad. Alone, the ocean of bliss, in its own, enveloped in bliss. Bliss is there. There is no duality. That Atman as ocean of bliss, Ananda Sagara, Satchidananda Sagara. Existence, it exists. Sat, Chit, it's conscious. And then Ananda, it's bliss. This is Atman. Other is the Saguna Sakara aspect of God. Meditate on your own self. Also cherish towards God the attitude of a servant. My master and I am a servant. He is meditating both on the Atman and accepting God with form and all qualities, and then he is treating himself as servant of that. Two attitudes, being a servant to the Saguna Sakara and being himself the Nirguna Nirakara. The two looks like opposite to each other. Now these two are mixed together. Now one is at the heart level, another is at the intellectual level. As if one is meditating on Sahasrara and Anahata. Anahata is Saguna Sakara, where I keep duality with God, and in Sahasrara it is Nirguna Nirakara. I find oneness with it. My attitude towards myself changes. I am Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Daso Aham in the heart. Brahma Amasmi. Aham Brahmasmi is at the Sahasrara. The two things are at different levels of consciousness. I am maintaining duality at the heart. I am dissolving the duality at the Sahasrara, at the crown of the head. How that beautiful. This is the only two places where you can experience God directly, face to face, in the Anahata Chakra and in the Sahasrara Chakra. All other places you can see the light manifesting in different ways. Even in Agnya, It is Shakti's manifestation. All other layers of consciousness from Mooladhara to Sahasrara, you'll be passing through various dimensions of existence, various varieties of beauties and joy and peace, unimaginable. Varieties of things you pass through. In each, it is a dimension by itself, each chakra. Higher and higher levels of consciousness, higher and higher joy, higher and higher freedom. You experience and go. Till last, one exists at the Sahasrara. All differences dissolve there. Now, these two aspects to bring together. Now, this is what Sri Ramakrishna calls as Nitya and Leela. When he enters into Sahasrara, it is Nitya, eternal, unchanging reality. When it comes to the heart, it is Leela. God is seen as Saguna Sakara, the Lord of the whole universe. So it makes great difference. And a man to have these two attitudes together is rare and difficult, Sri Ramakrishna says. One can maintain those two attitudes only at a very advanced stage. Prahlada maintained them, but one must work hard in order to practice this ideal. Let me give an illustration. Suppose a man is grasping the thorny branch of a plum tree. His hands bleed profusely, but he says, "There is nothing the matter with me. I am not hurt." If you ask him about his wound, he will say, "It's all right. I am quite well." Now, is there any meaning in the mere utterance of those words? One must practice discipline in keeping with this ideal. Plum tree, its leaves are just, it has thorns below. You gripping it by chance or for any purpose, you'll be bleeding. It is thorny, and so he's holding and bleeding, and suppose he says, "It is not bleeding, it is not hurting me." When does it not hurt? When he has forgotten himself being body. He has forgotten the world. He has forgotten his own bodily existence. It is like deep sleep. You are in deep sleep. You are not hearing anything. You are not knowing anything what is happening outside. Like that, when you have forgotten the body, when you have forgotten the world, then it is true. It is not feeling hurt. Now he is conscious, he is holding, and he is saying, "I am not hurt." He is able to bear. That's what he wants to express or tell. Oh, it doesn't matter. Nothing matters here. That he is able, it is not unbearable, it is bearable. He says, "It is not hurting me." But actually it is hurting him. And he is polishing it, he is wrapping it in not hurting as if. The truth is, how do we know the truth? He is not in ecstatic state of having forgotten the body. So to practice that ideal of not being hurt when hurt, he must be entering into the Advaitic experience of seeing one in everything. A jnani who is seeing God alone in everything, he sees bleeding hand, everything is God. That state where one alone is seen manifesting as the universe, it's all right. When he is experiencing nirvikalpa, where there is no, his external awareness is not there, it's all right. He is in an ecstatic state of love, where he is unaware of the body, but is moving about, dancing and jumping. It is true. So that to bring that ideal into reality and tell I am not hurt. Just like Janaka, he is whole through his yogic power, he puts fire to his own country. Everything is looking burning. The servants come running. There's a huge fire. The whole palace is burning. All are getting burned. They come and report. And Janaka sitting on the throne is telling, if the whole Mithila is burnt, nothing of mine is burnt. Mithilayam pradiptayam na me dahyati kinchana. If the whole Mithila catches fire, the whole country is burning away. All the animals and all the forces of kingdom, the wealth of kingdom, everything burned. Nothing of mine is going. Because he has realized soul, he is Atman. All this is looking, a story going on, like a dream going on. Then it is true. So Sri Ramakrishna is telling to raise to that ideal and tell it. Let me give an illustration. Suppose a man is grasping the thorny branch of a plum tree. His hands bleed profusely, but he says, there is nothing that matter with me. I am not hurt. If you ask him about his wound, he will say, it's all right. I am quite well. It's words only. What is he telling is words only. Now, is there any meaning in mere utterance of those words? It is not real. It is just words only. One must practice discipline in keeping with this ideal. This ideal is great and excellent. And it is necessary because the shocks of life that we receive in the world has no other refuge than the Atman. Life looks smooth and joyful. When we enter the world also, after a little education and all that, when a person enters into family life and earning, he thinks he has achieved everything in life. He doesn't know what is the consequences and later what is going to happen. He never looks into the parinama, what is going to be because of what I am doing now. Nor he understands what is life. A long life lived, at least a few decades after the education. Then, to know what is life, he has to look at the back. How he came, how he is coming. Looking backwards, one understands what is life. But he has to look forward to go ahead. He cannot keep looking at the back. It is just to understand the life. What is life? To understand. Life cannot be understood looking at the front. Especially in the early stages of life, the full of youth, hopes, and mountains are standing of ambitions. But all crushed down as he goes ahead. One by one, his ambition remains unfulfilled and giving pain, whichever he has put hand upon. Then he will understand. This is called coming face to face with the realities of life. Otherwise, we will be in dream. And this tendency to see forward in hopes which can never become true is the tendency, and you will never know what is life was looking forward. Because world is there, promising everything, challenging and enticing. With that, can you know what is life? Life is in how I walked through up to here, how I have come. This moving will make me understand what is life. Last days of life, a man understands what is life. What should he have done? What did he do? In Ishavasya Upanishad, last he says, Kratosmara, Krutaggasmara, Kratosmara, Krutaggasmara. Krato, what is to be done? That is yajna and all that. Yajna is called krata. Is a sacrifice. What is the sacrifice you are supposed to do? And kritos and kruta. Krata and kruta. What was to be done and what have you done? Look around now. He is on the deathbed. Now you see, there exactly he understands what is life. The devotees were giving their whole attention to what Master was saying. With this chapter ends. We'll be entering into the next chapter, 36, the Master's birthday. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.